Hey, Kayla, how
Hi,
are you?
good. How are you?
Good. I'm really excited for a lot of reasons. The first reason I'm really excited, I'm here with you. But second, this is the last time you guys will hear Kayla speak while she wears braces.
That's right. I get my braces off on Thursday.
Yep. She'll get no long. How long have you had braces?
I've had them on for going on 4 years, going on like 5 years.
That's a long time. Finally, I think that's all I know you is with
I know.
braces.
And like a lot of people I know now, I met them like with braces because that's when I came to the school I currently go to. So I don't know all the people I kind of know. I know from like moving to the school I go to and from church and stuff. So I'm so excited to get them off.
Are you the first one of your group to have the braces come off? Because I know you guys all have braces.
I'm like one of the last to get them off.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I just can't wait. I know that you're going to talk or speak differently, so I can't wait to
So
hear.
excited to get them off.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, that's a racist speaking. I used to have Invisalign, and I would speak funny when I had Invisalign.
And wasn't there a time you went to the store and you were speaking to somebody and it was like somebody with Down syndrome and you had just gotten your retainer on and so you spoke kind of funny and it sounded like you were mocking the person with Down syndrome?
Exactly. I had just gotten them. I left the dental office. I went to go get dog food at PetSmart, and the person that was going to help me, he had, uh, he had Down syndrome, and he asked me, and he spoke a certain way, and I responded with, and I was like, I can't speak. I couldn't say any words because they were just so tight, and I'm like, I'm not, and I just left. It was so bad. Anyways, I learned my lesson, so I'm looking forward to you how it's going to go for you.
Hmm.
I'm also excited because we finally had a pretty fun week weather-wise.
Yeah, it was finally a week. We've had monsoons too, but we finally had a week with rain.
We've been in monsoon season since I don't know June, whatever, but nothing's happened.
Yeah.
Monsoon season for those you non-Arizonians, it's like we there's like 2 or 3 months in Arizona where like it rains late at night, hard. There's lightning, there's thunder. It's awesome. We just haven't had any rain for a very long time, and then finally this week,
We've gotten a lot of rain.
it's been pretty exciting.
Hmm.
And I have an addiction, which is pickleball.
Yeah.
And I take your sister to her swim lessons, which are outside at one of the universities nearby. And I drop her off, and then I go either work out or play pickleball. And at that night, I was lifting weights, and somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, we need a fourth. You want to play with us?" And this group of players were really good, and I got a chance to play with these advanced players. And it's a battle. We're just going crazy, battle, battle, battle. Anyways, we finished the first match, and let's run it back, right? And now, when I'm playing pickleball, I don't have my cell phone with me. I put it away, and I saw the manager of the facility. Now, this is a 16 court facility. It's massive, and I see the manager walking towards our court, and we're way in the back, and she's kind of walking like she's got something to say, and she's like, "Are you Esteban?" I said, "Yes." I said, "Come here." So I went over there. I was like, "Oh man, why am I in trouble?" And she said, "Your wife just called. There's lightning. Swim lessons have been canceled. You got to go pick up your daughter now." And which is what monsoon season is all about. Like it just comes unexpected, right? And I said, "Okay, I'll go after this match." So she went back to the front desk. Since your mom couldn't get a hold of me, she had to call the front desk.
I know, that was pretty funny.
And so the lady came back and says, "Your wife," I told her that, and your wife says, "No, end your game now and go pick up your daughter." And by the time I checked my phone, there were so many missed calls, so many missed messages. Your sister's like, "Hurry, hurry, I'm outside. It's raining, it's raining," whatever. So, anyways, monsoon season happens to be unexpected weather, and we just love it.
Hmm.
Next time I'll have my cell phone with me, though.
Yeah, Kylie really want to get picked up.
How are you adjusting now to high school?
I think I'm starting to get the hang of it. I'm starting to like adjust to it,
Okay.
and yeah,
Like
it,
you're getting the
I'm getting
rhythm.
the rhythm of it and getting like being able to get up in the mornings and being able to get to school and knowing and being able to get ready on time and everything and adjusting to my schoolwork
Okay.
and knowing where everything is and all that.
She no longer goes in the bus. I found a route that I can take her that's faster.
Hmm.
I drop her off and I pick her up, and I got to be there 20 minutes early to pick you up. Though that's brutal for me because I got to sit there in the heat. And I don't have I don't have my truck on. I turn it off.
I know you told me.
Yeah, and I fell asleep the other day in the
I
heat,
know you told me.
so it's been brutal. You've been talking a lot lately about Oregon and boxing. I kind of want to know more about like it. Why do you want to move? Why boxing? Do you have a bully or what's going on?
I don't have a bully. That's
Well, I'm just asking. Why do you get so mad?
well.
Like we say in Spanish, ¿por qué te enojas? Anyways, go on.
Anyways, so I've been talking about Oregon a lot because like just like imagine how cool that would be if we moved to Oregon. I mean, I would get to go to high school with Lily and then Kylie. Next year will be a freshman while we're sophomores. We can be together every day. Like it would just be so much like better, and it's like
I get it. I completely get it.
Mhm.
And by the way, your sister's not against it.
I know Kylie's not even against it. I asked her, and she was like 100% she would.
So let's revisit this conversation when we have this
Yes, she's
amazing.
over there saying yes.
Let's revisit this conversation when it's 72 degrees in the middle of the day in Arizona, and it's at night. It's beautiful, and we have fire pits going, and
I like love Arizona, but like I love Lily too.
and Hood River is rainy
Hood
and
River,
cold.
I know, but like I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
And I've been talking a lot about boxing because so I didn't make the cheer team and I don't do dance anymore, so I don't have anything to fill my weekdays. And when I was homeschooled, whenever in like sixth grade and like when I was younger or whatever past times, I would always do boxing workouts with you, and that was pretty fun. And I need something to do.
But you keep asking me to take you to a boxing gym. Why can't I teach you boxing?
I'm not going to Lifetime.
Seriously?
Seriously,
That's the reason why
that's the reason why.
I can put a punching bag in our garage.
You had one in our garage. You sold it.
I had like 3. I know, and we still have the speed bag.
Yeah.
We did get rid of the punching bags.
I
So that's the reason why you don't want to go to Lifetime?
I'm not gonna go to Lifetime. It's so odd there. Everybody's like, I'll go there to work out, but not for a boxing workout.
So I go to a place called Lifetime Fitness, and I just love it. And they have punching bags.
He just loves it. He just loves it.
I love it. Like I just
He
love
loves
that.
it. He just loves it.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with that, but there's something in my eye.
Oh, okay. I thought you were making fun of me.
I am.
And so you tell me more about boxing. What's excitement behind it?
It's something fun to do and something to take up my time and something that I have a tiny experience in doing.
We got some cool pictures and videos of you. Do you know why I got into boxing?
Why did you get into boxing? I don't know why. Why did you get into boxing?
So I kind of feel like there are certain sports that cater to certain people, and boxing caters to Mexicans a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a lot of anger in high school, a lot of it. And I did get bullied, but I got bullied by your uncles. I got bullied by my brothers, and that's the way our culture is. We just kind of pick on each other. But I did get bullied by your uncles quite a bit. And so for one of my birthdays, like 17 or 18, I asked for a punching bag. And so I would hang it from a tree and I would just hit the punching bag. I had no idea what I was doing. After high school, a classmate of mine says he's going to boxing lessons, and boxing lessons were like at some guy's house. And the first day we go to these boxing lessons, they want to see how tough you are. So they made us fight, right? Oh yeah, you guys put on gloves, let's go. And my buddy ended up, so the first training session, you can't hit in the face. You have to hit in the body, just kind of see. And he just pounded my body. I have a long torso. I have a really long torso. And he had a short torso. He was kind of built like Mike Tyson. And he just pounded me. And it was like something about like, you don't know what it's like to get beat up. And then that guy gives you a ride home. It's like the worst feeling. Like I'm in the, actually, he didn't give me a ride. His sister would give us a ride. We were like, his sister wasn't driving and he's in the front and I'm in the back and I'm an 18-year-old who just got beat up pretty good. And then we took more lessons. We kept going. Eventually, that trainer took us to where there was actually a boxing ring.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're 18 years old, and in this boxing ring, he had us with no headgear, nothing. He's like, you guys are gonna go full blown sparring session. Boom, boom, face, everything goes. And I remember this is the day that I became a man.
Mm-hmm.
So he hit me, boom, boom, twice, chin, temple. Unfortunately for Mexicans, we're known for taking punches pretty good. And I took 2 good punches typically some people would go get knocked out, but I took it. But at that moment, something triggered, and it's like it's either me or you.
And you chose yourself.
Yeah, it's called flight or fight, right? You'll experience that flight or fight, and that's the day that I became a man. And I just remember like how the thing that I did that day was like I just created a lot of distance, and as he would get close, I mean I got long arms, and he would get close, right? Anyways, long story short, he never wanted to box again after that, and so I lost my ride to boxing.
Do
And
you not
so
have a license?
I didn't have a car.
Oh.
I didn't back. It was so different back then. So, anyways, I shifted my focus to college and college track. I like just stay focused on that. And when I finished college, I wanted to get back into boxing. So when I moved to San Antonio, one of my things was I want to go and I want to actually have I want to do Golden Gloves. I want to fight. Right. Actually, that wasn't really my goal. My goal was I wanted to just fight more, spar, whatever. So I joined this gym called Tony Ayala's Boxing Gym in San Antonio, Texas. And they looked at me like, "Oh, dude, this guy. When you're like 25, they don't take you serious. You're too old." And they're like, "You know what? You can pay $35 a month, stand in the corner, hit a punching bag, leave us alone." So I would just go every day, hit the bag, whatever, But one day they were like, "Hey, do you want to spar?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's go, right?" And the truth is, I was massively afraid because they had this guy for heavyweight they were training. So all right, let's go. And again, he came at me, and again, boom, 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 he was knocked out. And they were like, "Whoa, you want to fight Golden Gloves?" So I fought Golden Gloves. Um, to some of my buddies that are listening, you all went to my first Golden Gloves fight. Shout out Clint, Eric, you guys were there, and I just loved the whole um, Golden Gloves. There's a ring. You're the center of attention. You're either going to get knocked out or you're going to knock somebody out. I loved it. Anyways, so when I won Golden Gloves, my trainers were like, "Hey, man, you're great. You want to go pro?" No, man, I don't want to go pro. Like, I don't want to do that for a living.
Yeah.
It's a brutal sport. But I will, if you let me, I will teach you. And I love boxing. For everybody out there who's listening, boxing requires amazing footwork, which leads to better cheering, better soccer players, better football players, better basketball players. Because if you have bad footwork in boxing, you get knocked out.
Yeah. You have good footwork. We worked on that. I remember working on that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love footwork. When I play pickleball now, I always tell people like, "Hey, man, you got amazing footwork," or I'll be like, "Dude, you got terrible footwork." Like I'm all about footwork. Because in boxing, if you don't have your feet in the right place, you're gonna get knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
So, school is going well.
It's going pretty good, yeah.
Your braces are coming off.
About time, yeah.
And you're comfortable with the way everything's going.
Yeah.
You excited about the change of weather?
I'm so excited. I really don't want it to be hot anymore. I hate it being hot. I really just want it to be fall already.
So I have to admit that I felt sorry for you with the heat and all that, and I was like, let's put you in a private school, you know. But we went to your meet the teacher night this week. We went to go meet your teachers. Dude, you have a nice setup.
Yeah, I like I have good teachers and stuff. Yeah.
And you said I didn't get a seat in the first class. Well, because you guys have an unorthodox way of doing stuff. Like y'all didn't even really have seats. You guys had sofas and all that. You said I got a seat in the back of like on a sofa. I was like, I would rather sit on a sofa than a 90-degree chair. No. I did one cool thing happen. One of your classmates was like, "Hey, you're the podcast guy," and he gave me a fist bump.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. Shout out.
Yeah.
And I liked your math teacher. Why do you think I liked your math teacher? 2 reasons.
She can speak very well. She's good at math.
She's good at math. But there's a second thing. What does she coach?
Coaches flag football.
Yes! I was like, these are my daughters. I want them to be flag football players. But why wouldn't you all play flag football?
Doesn't interest me.
Oh, that hurts so much.
It hurts so much.
Anyways, let's talk about. I didn't actually read. I listened to a book this week.
Mm-hmm.
You know who wrote it? We talked about it right before.
You're
not gonna say it.
Who wrote it?
His name is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Right? What do you know about Arnold Schwarzenegger? She thinks the name's weird. She thinks I'm saying something negative. What do you know about Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Nothing.
So I grew up. Arnold Schwarzenegger was kind of a big deal when I was growing up because he came from bodybuilding. Mm-hmm. Right? He's from Austria, something like that. and he talks funny, but he's massive, right? And so the first I ever knew of him was not through bodybuilding. He went from bodybuilding into acting. And the first movie he ever made, not the first movie, he made a lot of movies that were terrible. I mean, they were just terrible movies, like low budget movies. But his first real movie was Conan the Barbarian. Did you ever hear that movie?
Mm-mm.
Like his real breakout role. Never heard of it?
Uh-uh.
Um, Never seen me watch Conan the Barbarian. He's like this big dude with a sword, and he just no.
What movie?
Conan the Barbarian. No.
Mm.
Okay, so that was kind of his breakout role, and so he was always known as an action hero, not action movies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he was very successful as a bodybuilder, actor, and then he decided to go into politics. Did you know that? No.
I didn't know any of this.
So he became the governor of California,
Mm-hmm.
and anyways, so I got his book, and I'm like, all right, Arnold, I'll read whatever. And in case you're wondering why I go through so many books, I can go through an entire book, and if I just get one good carrot, I'm happy, right? Like if I can just think about Arnold Schwarzenegger was poor growing up, and he's now worth $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's got something to share.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to discuss what I read in his book.
Okay.
Okay? Because I'm going to ask you questions.
Okay.
All right? So I'm going to bring up my notes real quick. So the book's called Be Useful, 7 Tools for Life. Okay? And the first part is believe in yourself. Right? Do you kind of believe in yourself?
Sometimes.
Okay. I mean, you're a freshman. 100% like you still don't know. But the key thing about that part that he said. So I'll say all 7 and we'll go through each one, okay? Believe in yourself. Work your butt off.
Mm-hmm.
Ignore the naysayers. That's the big one. Ignore the naysayers.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, break the rules. Be creative, right? Number 5, don't be afraid to fail. Number 6, give back. And number 7 was be useful.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so let's talk about believing yourself. And so what he said was, in his book, was like he was Mr. Olympics, bodybuilding champ, Mr. Universe. But that's a short-term career, right? He's like, I actually want to be a movie star. And he believed in himself. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say next is very important, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he always believed like you should have a vision of what you want your life to be. And he wanted to be a movie star. And this one new gym was opening up, and they offered him $200,000 to be the spokesman for this gym. You follow me?
Yeah.
Okay. And he turned it down.
He turned it down?
In the 70s. $200,000 a year in the 70s was a lot of money. But he was like, that's not my vision of my life. I don't want to be a spokesman for a gym. I want to be an actor.
That makes sense.
Right. And so he says, like, he does a lot of, motivational speaking and stuff. And he always tells people, like, what's your vision? And if that's your vision for your life, why are you doing this? I'll give you an example. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just kind of gave you an example. He was like, I don't want to be a spokesman for your gym. I want to be a movie star.
Mm-hmm.
So he turned down that. So as an example. But a good example, like I have a lot of buddies of mine, that we're older now. And I'll ask questions like, maybe I got a buddy who's still single. And I'll be like, so what do you envision down the road?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll usually say, I want to have a significant other, a wife or a husband, and I want this and I want that. But yet they're dating somebody that does not fit that mold,
mm-hmm.
right? So if you want that, why are you doing this?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what he's talking about. So set your sights on what you envision and stay true to that. Does that make sense? Now, I don't expect you as a freshman to know what you want out of life.
Yeah.
But what I do advise is that you should start asking people, like, this is the hard part. If you can do it, awesome. But ask people who have careers, like, hey, how did you choose that career? And what do you like about it? What do you don't like about it?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought about doing that?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
What have you noticed about my career?
I've noticed that you enjoy doing it, and that it doesn't take up it takes up your time, obviously, because it's like a career, but it's something that you don't dread doing.
Correct.
And it's like you're flexible with it too, and it's something that doesn't like control your entire life.
100%. 100%. But you know how many times I failed to land where I land? Like
A lot.
it was a lot. And I've mentioned before that I was a school teacher, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not that I didn't like teaching. It's like that's not what I envisioned my life being. When I was, in my head, I was like, I mean, if you think about teaching, they tell you when to go to the restroom. They tell you when to go eat lunch. They
Yeah.
tell you all these things. Like I'm not. That's not how I'm built,
Mhm.
right? And so I kept trying things until I finally got where I wanted to get.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Have you thought about a career yet? Do
Mhm.
you want me to tell you what I think about you, what I envision for you?
What do you envision for me?
So the life that I grew up on, the world that I grew up in was like you became a doctor, a lawyer, teacher, cop, fireman. It was real basic. The future is not like that. I actually envision you in this space,
Mhm.
interviewing people to
Mhm.
some extent, being some kind of a being able because you communicate very well
Yeah.
and you have a clear vision of life and a good vision of life. I said maybe the next election you're going to interview a presidential candidate.
Yeah.
I see that for you.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see.
But you should focus on what you right now what you don't want.
Mhm.
And if I were advising you, just don't pick a career that you have to be there in person to make money.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because that means you're only making money when you're there in person.
Yeah.
The way the world's going, yikes!
Yeah.
Why? Why would you choose that, right?
Yeah.
But that's just me to you, right? I've got buddies of mine that they have to be at work at this
Yeah.
time.
Which I don't want to be controlled by my work schedule and have to be like stuck like my job is my life and it controls me.
Correct. And I see all you. I hear you guys talk, you and your friends, and you guys say stuff like, "The routine of school is killing me."
Yeah.
Imagine the routine of life.
And that's exactly what I don't want because I
Yeah.
already don't like the routine of school.
It was funny because I was hearing you guys talk the other day, and you all were dreading Monday. Oh, Monday. Oh, school and then I've got a good friend of mine who's a teacher, and he was telling me the same thing. Oh, it's a Monday. Oh, I don't want to go back to work, and I don't want school to begin. I'm enjoying my summer. So I'm like, wow, you're having the same issues that my 14, 13-year-old girls are having, and you're 50 something.
Mhm.
If you don't plan correctly, that routine, that boredom will continue for the next 30, 40 years.
Mhm. Yeah, which I don't want that for myself.
Okay. So the next thing he talked about, you know what I said? What
Mm, I don't know.
work your butt off. Do you think you work hard?
Nah.
Okay, at least you're honest. Give me some. Love that. Um, yeah. Give me some. So obviously that's kind of important, right? There's a big one for you and your sister and all your friends because this is what gets me with you guys. Ignore your naysayers. You guys are so worried about what other people say.
Yeah. I can agree with you on that.
Why?
I don't know. I guess it's like as a teenager, I guess like validation from others seems like the most important thing, which in reality it really isn't. You don't need validation from others, but I guess it feels like you really do need that validation from others. You know, like you want people to like you, you want people to want to be your friend,
Wow.
which
I didn't think about that. That's good. So how do you counter that? How do you block that out?
I think I try not to like associate myself with people who will like make my feelings like make how I view myself come down.
Correct. But also what we like okay, so you guys recently showed me some guy's TikTok and you're like, look, he's trying to be an influencer. What I saw is not the same thing you guys saw. I thought that was awesome. I was like, that guy's got passion, he's got direction, he's got um he's got something he's working towards. And you guys were like, he's trying to be an influencer. I'm like, yeah, that's good, right? And you're like, no. I was like, no, that's really good.
Uh-huh.
So the way we see life is different. So there's a picture. I think I talked about it with you that we have it on the wall where one of the coaches is yelling in my ear, right?
Yeah, I like that photo. It's funny. And I feel like it shows a lot. And it shows not to let the people, not let the naysayers get to you.
Correct. And people have actually they've emailed me and told me that they printed that picture. That picture actually came out in GQ, and there's their head coach of the Ravens, Harbaugh, is yelling in my ear, and you can see his veins, and he's just yelling on top of his lungs. And to me, he doesn't even exist.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a metaphor for life. You have the news, you have social media. They're all telling you things, and I'm just like, nah, I ain't listening, bro. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, you have to ignore that. Okay, break the rules. You want to know what Arnold Schwarzenegger did?
Mm-hmm.
So you know what typecast means?
What?
Typecast?
I don't know what that means.
Like, you're always going to play the sweet little girl, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point you're like, well, I want to do comedy or I want to do horror. And they're like, no, you're a sweet little girl. Mm-hmm. So Arnold was known as an action hero, an action character.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, I want to do comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, nah, bro, you're not a comedy. You're Mr. Universe.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had a script and it was called Twins. And he's like, he had Danny DeVito was his co-star. And they're like, we want to make this movie. And nobody wanted to do it with him because they're like, you're not a comedian,
mm-hmm.
right? You're not funny. He's like, so he took a gamble. He told the production company, I'll tell you what, don't pay me. Don't pay Danny. Don't pay us, right? So you don't have that budget to pay your actors. But what we do want is we want percentage of the profits.
Uh-huh.
And that movie made over 200 million.
Oh wow!
I think he himself made like 40 million.
That's impressive.
But then that opened up a lot of new doors. He was now making different kind of movies.
Yeah.
No longer just action movies.
Uh-huh.
Right. So okay. And then don't be afraid to fail. Are you afraid to fail? Obviously not, because you've tried out for a lot of things. But are you afraid to fail?
I think it's like a scary feeling, but I think that like I've learned to like use my failure and use it to make myself successful.
Yep. You're willing to take risks?
Yeah.
You're willing. Let me ask you this. Are you willing? Well, you said it kind of well, but what if you fell in front of your peers? Because you just said validation. What about that?
Well, I failed in front of my peers trying out for cheer.
I love you, babe. Can I tell you a quick story? So, real quick story. We made an episode about taking risks, and this female friend of mine reached out to me talking about taking risks, and she's got a thing for this. She had a thing for this one guy, but he worked a lot, that kind of stuff. And I just said, just go up to him, where he works, and ask him out. And she thought it was crazy, and she did that, and they're a couple now. They're like in love.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but she was afraid of rejection. Okay, if he says no, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and you tried.
Mm-hmm.
Right? All right. What else? Give back. This is where I really struggle. I don't give back. I just don't. And do you?
I feel like.
So give back could be like you could volunteer. You could do things.
I feel like I gave back.
But you and your mom and your sister are great at that. I'm just not.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're not very good at it.
Which I want to ask you a question after this last thing about that. And the last thing is to be useful.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And that, in other words, kind of like have a purpose in this world. Mm-hmm. Do you remember the last chocolate? We had a chocolate lab. What was his name?
Max.
Do you know what his full name was?
Maximus.
Maximus. You know where I got that from?
I was going to say Mike Tyson, but that's where we got Tyson's name.
That's where I got Tyson's name. Maximus came from a movie called Gladiator. He was a character in the movie Gladiator. Mm-hmm. And I used to always watch that movie because there was a scene in the beginning where he says this famous quote from the movie. He says, "What we do in life echoes in eternity." Mm-hmm. What we do in life echoes in eternity. You know what that means?
I don't.
So
well, I want you to tell me.
What we're doing. So, for example, we have this podcast. This is going to live on forever. Right? Mm-hmm. This is what we did in life. And like something useful that people are going to talk about it way after you're gone. I've lost a lot of family and friends, and it's sad sometimes. You kind of have this feeling like you bury someone, and then almost like we move on and there's nothing left. That person didn't leave much behind, and it's kind of sad. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Um, I am very proud of the fact that I was the first Mexican American NFL referee, and so that kind of like makes me feel like I'm in the history books, right? I was useful in some way, but I'm gonna be useful in millions of other ways. But I always have that like I'm in the history books.
Mhm.
So going back to give back, do you think I'm cheap?
No,
Why not?
because I feel like if there's like, hmm, I don't know how to say this. I don't think you're cheap because I feel like you know the value of things and you know how to like I don't know if it's thing, but you know how to budget and you know the value of things.
Okay, thank you. Because I've had people sometimes say things. I'm like, oh, you think I'm cheap? Like, huh? Okay.
I think you just don't spend like $20 on a cheeseburger at a football game, which because that's like doesn't make sense too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spend 15 bucks
When
on
you
a
can like
beer.
afterwards, yeah, not gonna spend like $18 on like a slice of pizza when afterwards, or like spend $27 on a cheeseburger when you can just go to McDonald's after and get one for like $5.
I'm glad you noticed that. I'm good. Um, so I'm gonna tell you a quick story. So when I came out of college, I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Mhm,
I did not know. I I knew what I didn't want to do.
mhm,
Does that make sense?
yeah,
I'll give you an example. So when you leave college, they have what's called like a career day, and they have all these different companies and all that. And I came across the FBI table,
mhm,
and the FBI like they were like, dude, college athlete, Division 1 college athlete. You're got a degree in mathematics. You have a certain look, and they're like the FBI. You know, we would love to have you come to the FBI. And I just had one question for them.
do I have to carry around a gun with me at all times?
That's the
And they
question.
told you yes, and that's what was like a no for you because you didn't want to have to like have a gun with you.
100%. I did not want my life to revolve around a gun.
Mhm.
The same reason why when they're like, "Hey, you want to go pro in boxing?" I was like, "No, I don't want to be fighting for
Yeah,
money." Do you have any questions for me today?
I think we covered it all.
We did. Thank you again. So we've mentioned, we're trying to get this movement going where parents have conversations, right?
Mhm.
The children with their parents and parents with their children at whatever age. And if you like this, we ask you to subscribe. It's completely free. Just hit subscribe, hit like, hit notifications, and we hope you enjoy these kind of conversations.
Yeah, enjoy them like we enjoy them.
Love you so much.
Love you too.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye, baby.